This is the Royal City Hoops podcast, and holy shit, we have basketball. This is episode 22. I haven't been around for a while. Kind of changing the format. I got a life now. I got things I got to do. I'm going to try to do this once a week. I'm not going to be as careful with the cursing. So if you got a problem with that, you might want to switch it up. But man, basketball, it's back. We got, Thursday? The league starts, and we got a bunch of storylines. A few things that I love right now are that, watching NBA players shotgun beers in the Magic Kingdom on Instagram. Amazing. Those were things that made my day. Hilarious. And by all means, get after it. I love it. I am not young anymore, and I remember those days and use them all up. And the other thing, I don't know if you saw this, but Lou Williams got an excused absence from the bubble to, I think it was a visitation for his grandfather, and decided to stop in at a strip club for some wings on the way back, and kind of got dinged. And sure, the wings might be great. You probably could have got somebody to get those for you and not take a picture. So he's going to be out, I think, for the first two games that the Clippers have. Hey, do you, man. Awesome. This is why I love NBA players. So some storylines. So I've been watching the scrimmages, and I feel like it's a mix of like the Drew League meets NBA Summer League. Not a ton of defensive intensity. You can tell guys are out of shape. I mean, some guys, their uniforms definitely fit tighter. So it's really fun to watch as somebody who loves basketball, but it's probably not the greatest basketball in the world. They're not, nobody's guarding anybody. They're playing tons of zone. I don't know how many times it looks like my beer league where a guy gets a backdoor cut and the guy guarding him just goes, oh, like not even a hand in the lane, just like, oh, you got me. Or guys looking around like, oh, whose guy was that? Oh, he was your guy. Oh, my bad. Offensively, we're seeing a ton of tipped passes, dropped passes. I think I watched John Morant literally throw it right out of bounds to the bench. But still, this basketball is better than nothing. And for sure, I think we're going to hit the point in the regular season where the guys are back and they're going to get going, and you'll see the intensity ramp up. But yeah, we're seeing just a lot of rust. Some guys, I think the rust will come off sooner. Some of the more cerebral guys who aren't as fluid, who kind of rely on basketball smarts, that doesn't necessarily go away. But their conditioning is going to be a work in progress. You can tell the reasoning behind these scrimmages is just to get some up and down, some full court work in, get a little competition and try to help them get the rust off. They are not going at it by any means to win these games. Yeah, I think every team has brought like 14 or 15 players just so they have more bodies for practice, bodies for reps. LeBron, a lot of the stars, they're not playing a ton. They may play one game, not others. I don't think LeBron's played a single game. So, or maybe I'm wrong. No, I think he played the first one. So, guys are going to sit. You don't want your superstars having soft tissue issues and having to deal with that. So, definitely work in progress, but super, super excited to have something to watch. I have NBA League Pass, and I forgot I had League Pass for the first few days, and then I was like, wait a minute, I wonder if these are on League Pass. And I'm super excited that I can just hit League Pass. And my wife looked at me, she's like, man, we got basketball? Amazing. My 7-year-old, he's like, is this game on live? So we got some hoop. We have some subplots to discuss. Looking at the Sixers, they've moved Ben Simmons to the 4, and they're having Shake Milton run the point. So that's it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. I don't think the Sixers have too big of a chance to win a title. There's just too many moving parts. You still got to figure out how are Joel Embiid and Al Horford going to work together? Who's on the floor at crunch time? You're not sitting Embiid. You've paid Al Horford a ton of money. You need shooting out there. But who knows? maybe in the new circumstance here with the bubble, having size is going to matter more because guys' conditioning isn't going to be there, their agility, like they're going to be rusty. Getting defensive rebounds and getting easy layups is going to be key, and maybe the Sixers' size plays into that. I don't necessarily fully buy into that as I'm saying it, but who knows? Everything's a crapshoot right now. I still think the forerunners are Lakers, Clippers, Bucks. I think teams that have a history of playing hard will definitely have an advantage. And I'm talking specifically Miami, Toronto, Milwaukee. They play hard every night. They play hard every possession. They're going to win loose balls. They're going to win defensive rebounds. I think they have an advantage, at least in the regular season aspect of it, and probably the first round as things get going. As teams start to find their legs, those teams that play hard and play hard every possession, they're going to get their legs under them faster. The other advantage I think some teams have is continuity. It may be a little overrated, but I think the teams that have consistent rosters, guys who've played together, guys who know how each other plays, that's going to have a huge effect going forward because they're not going to have to get acclimated defensively, especially. Schemes, communication, that's crucial. And in what you're seeing in these scrimmages is massive defensive breakdowns. I saw more backdoor cuts in one game than I'd seen in a month of watching NBA games. And that's just guys not communicating, guys being out of shape, all that fun stuff. What else? Lakers' biggest advantage is they have a guy named LeBron, and he's instant team chemistry. He instantly makes guys around him better. They are my favorite to win. I'm still worried about the Clippers getting into shape. I'm worried about Kawhi's health. You've been sitting on the sidelines for 3 months. He had health issues before last season going into the playoffs. He got hurt in a series for Toronto. Yes, he managed to fight through and pull it out, but it's a concern for me. Teams not having bodies. The Lakers, they lost Rondo, they lost Avery Bradley, but I think that Alex Caruso is going to step in and play a big, big role going forward, and those losses aren't going to be as big a deal. Dwight Howard managed to show up, and he's playing. There's other players who decided, they're not coming. San Antonio, LaMarcus Aldridge, I think he's hurt. That's a huge blow to their playoff chances. Not that they were great. Washington, Bradley Beal, and David Bertans are neither of them there right now. Victor Oladipo for Indiana is there, but he's still on the fence about being there. So we'll see. It seems as though the health integrity of the bubble's holding up. They don't have any cases so far as of today. We're the 28th. Pretty good that they don't have any of those. Super impressive, and all the feedback you're getting, apart from the first few days of pictures of horrible food by NBA standards, I guess. It's been pretty successful. It's great to have basketball back. It's going to be a super fun environment to be in. It's going to be AAU-like. There's going to be NBA players can sit in the stands and watch, which I think is going to be awesome. Super cool. And the other thing that interests me really is they have the Black Lives Matter logo on the floor. We're going to surely be seeing a lot more activism in terms of BLM and the players and the league supporting it. The league has a Black Lives Matter commercial out where you see, some of the owners talking about it. Mickey Harrison's on there. They're saying, just basically talking to the camera saying Black Lives Matter. You're just going to see a lot. The NBA, I think, is really going to be at the forefront of that. So that'll be interesting. Racism doesn't get tired. And I think the NBA supports its players, believes in this movement, and they're going to be doing a lot we don't know. We don't know about it. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But I'm really looking forward to seeing basketball. And some of the teams, I think teams with younger guys, they're going to round into shape quicker, but they're younger guys. I liked watching, I saw Memphis play the other day, John Morant, physically electric. The younger guys are going to have their bounce back. The older guys, I mean, I watched James Harden play, PJ Tucker. I mean, all of Houston. I think Houston's just going to get it handed to them. If they survive a series, I'll be shocked, because James Harden looks like his uniform is one size too small. And I'm not criticizing his talent or physique. I mean, but everybody's been on the sideline. Anthony Davis looks like he's just been doing chest and shoulders the whole time. He's just jacked. So I think some of the older players, you're going to see challenges. I mean, and then injuries. We talked about Davis Bertans and Bradley Beal. Utah, Bojan Bogdanovic is not playing. He's out. LaMarcus Aldridge. I mean, you got some significant players not there. Whether it's warranted or not that they're just protecting their bodies or whatever it is, doesn't matter. Those injuries are going to change the shape of some series and in the playoffs in general, because I think we're going to see a lot more guys are just coming out of nowhere to start playing. So I am excited. I'm looking forward to seeing my Raptors play. I think they're going to be super dialed in. I mean, they went to Florida ahead of everybody else and isolated themselves and worked out together. But I think a lot of the teams with strong cultures, hard-working, hard-playing, Miami comes to mind, and the teams with veteran players that are just super savvy, you know, LeBron James, continuity, all those things are going to be super big. So, like if you like, comment if you got something to say, and subscribe at your own risk. I'll see you in the next one, if and when I get to it.